When you join a new team or company, it can take a while to ramp up. To get started on a good path, here are the things that I would try to do during my first few weeks on a new team. I would want to spend some time learning about the company, specifically what the company does, and what's the company's mission, and what are the products it's building and why. I'd also want to better understand, how does the company make money? Is it through selling a product directly to consumers? Is there an intermediary? Is it supported by ads? Are there key partnerships that bring in money? I'd also want to understand short-term goals and objectives. What are the short-term goals and objectives that the company is hoping to reach in the next 3 to 12 months? As well as, what are the longer-term goals and objectives? I'd also want to get a better understanding of what are current projects in flight. What are people currently working on, and does it make sense for me to get involved in any of these? I'd also want to meet a whole bunch of people that I've listed below, but here are the main ones that I'll call out. I'd want to meet my manager and my manager's manager to better understand the team's goals, what I should be focusing on, and their expectations for me. I'd also want to meet other PMs to understand what other people are working on, as well as research and design partners, in order to get connected to past research that's been conducted and better understand the design vision for the product. Equally important would be connecting with engineering and program manager partners to better understand some of the engineering processes in terms of how the product is developed and are there any areas where we have technical debt. I'd also want to spend some time getting a better understanding of the product experience. This means using the product and learning as much as I can about it. I do this by checking out the product's webpage. How is the product marketed and positioned? Is it easy to understand what the product does and why I would want it? Can I figure out how I would actually get the product? I'd also want to review the App Store listing for similar information. How is the product marketed and positioned? And what category does the app fall into? What's its ranking? What's its rating? What do the reviews say? Do the posted screenshots show the most important aspects of the product? And then I'd want to use the product a ton. Go through every single flow and every single screen. Learn how the product works and learn how to use it. During this process, I'd keep a journal of my experience using it. This is one of the most helpful things that you can do on day one. You can provide meaningful feedback to the team. As part of this journal, I'd also include questions that I have about why it is the way that it is, as well as a list of issues that I encountered while using the product. While experiencing the product, I'd also want to experience what the support experience is like when I need to get help. This includes reviewing the support site, checking to see if it answers any of the questions I had or the problems that I ran into, but also I would want to reach out to the support team to see what the experience is like. What's the tone? Are agents helpful? How much time does it take to get my issue resolved? And lastly, I would want to try using competitor products to understand how other people in this space are approaching the problem, including comparing similarities and differences between our product and the competition. And lastly, there's a few other things I would want to do, including better understanding process for the team, specifically around how to get stuff done. How does planning work? How do launches work? How do rollouts work? And it's super critical to understand what are the types of things that need to be reviewed before the team can proceed, as well as what are the types of things that need to be approved before the team can proceed or launch something. Your first few weeks is also a great time to make sure that you have access to all the dashboards and tools that you need. Sometimes it can take a while to get all the permissions, so requesting early is a good thing. And lastly, I would want to shadow the support team and listen to customer calls. This can be super informative to hear firsthand from customers the types of issues that they're encountering and how the support team is able to solve them. There will be lots to learn, but even while you're ramping up, you can still provide value to the team by providing a fresh perspective on your experience, using the product, and documenting the issues that you run into. Make sure to ask lots of questions.